Today, I'm going to teach you how to safely use a retractable leash. Now, a retractable leash is a leash that extends out and then retracts back into its holder. It's a two-step technique. It's really simple, but it's very important that you get it down correctly so that you're utilizing this tool safely. Step one, you're going to start in a high position, kind of in line with the shoulder for the most part. This is step one up here. Step two, super simple, just a downward motion into almost a 90-degree angle. So you can see here, I'm not quite at a 90-degree angle, but close. Step one, step two. Okay, what does that look like in real practice? Let me show you. Step one to the shoulder, step two. Perfect, good job. Now let's look at that in slow motion to make sure that we really got it down. Notice the technique here. Now remember, I'm a professional, so don't expect to get it perfectly the very first time that you try this. So why? Well, to be perfectly honest, retractable leashes are dangerous tools. They sound like this great item that you can use to give your dog all this freedom when you're out on walks, but in reality, they're very, very dangerous. Let me tell you why. When it comes to your dog, it leads to things like dog fights. They accidentally get tangled in situations where you can't reel them apart. I've seen it happen multiple times in veterinary hospital lobbies where two dogs that otherwise wouldn't get into a tussle get into a very serious tussle that requires medical care for both of them. I was just talking with my friend Dr. James Doyle at Baxter Veterinary Clinic, and he was telling me about a patient that he recently had to amputate his leg because of a retractable leash. It got caught up in the leash, the dog panicked, and it broke the bone. And they tried to save the leg, but they were unable to. So they actually had to amputate the dog's leg because of it. So there are a lot of different dangers. Another one is that when they're out and about on a walk and they're too far in front of you, they could eat something toxic and you can't get to them. Or an off-leash dog that's more aggressive can run up on your dog or attack your dog and they're too far away from you to respond. There's no way to reel them back in. Think about walking on a sidewalk next to a busy road. Your dog may have never gone into the road before, but that doesn't mean they won't. Coming from a veterinary emergency technician, I can tell you I've seen a number of different disasters that result from retractable leashes. Another example that you might have actually seen, which recently went viral, was an example of a lady that got into an elevator with her Pomeranian on a retractable leash. And what happened next was really scary. That little dog was super lucky that someone was standing on the other side of the elevator doors after it closed, or it would have been But aside from disasters that can happen to your furry family member, there are also problems that can be caused for you. The risks involved for humans in using a retractable leash is the fact that sometimes when they hit the end of that lead, they can snap. They've caused injuries to the face snapping back. They've also caused what's called degloving. And if you're not familiar with what a degloving is, I'll try not to be super graphic about it, but it's basically where the skin comes all the way off of your finger. So the skin comes off of the meat of the bone. It's pretty painful to endure. Other people have had it get tied up, they've lost other pieces of their fingers, just the tips of their fingers, and have resulted in a lot of different types of facial injuries. So all in all, even though it sounds like a really good idea to give your dog some freedom with a retractable leash, it's much better and much safer just to use a long line. You have a lot more control over that, and yes, you have to wrap it, but it gives you much more comfort knowing that you're safely allowing your dog to have that freedom without the concern for injury. And I'm talking serious injury. So do yourself a favor, practice my technique when it comes to safely using a retractable leash, and go ahead and do yourself a favor and get a long line. If you enjoyed watching this video, do your friends a favor and share it with anyone you know that currently uses a retractable leash. Good doggy friends don't let other doggy friends use retractable leashes.